Our lesson for today is all about formulating an appropriate null and alternative hypothesis on the population mean. Our objectives are identify the notation to be used in formulating hypothesis, illustrate one-tailed and two-tailed test, differentiate null and alternative hypothesis, formulate null and alternative hypothesis. To begin with, let's have the activity differentiate it. The effect of a fertilizer on plant growth. We have two plants given. They are both watered. The other one without fertilizer. The other one is with fertilizer. What have you observed between the two figures? Do you think the fertilizer has an effect to plant? What do you think are the variables shown in the pictures? Is there any relationship among the variables in Figure 1 and Figure 2? And how does these pictures relate to hypothesis? To clearly understand our activity, let us begin by defining statistical hypothesis. It is a statement about a parameter and deals with evaluating the value of parameter. In statistical hypothesis testing, there are always two hypotheses, the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. Let's take the comparison between the two. For null hypothesis, it states that there is no difference between population parameters, while in alternative hypothesis, it states that the population parameter has some statistical significance. For null hypothesis, there is no observed effect, while for alternative hypothesis, there is an observed effect. For null hypothesis, it is often an initial claim that is based on previous analysis or specialized knowledge, while for alternative hypothesis, it's what you might believe to be true or hope to prove true. Now, let us determine some common hypothesis testing phrases. The first one is the equal sign. It can be read as is equal to, has not changed from, is exactly the same as, is the same as. The not equal sign can be read as is not equal to, is not as the same as, is different from, is changed from. The next one is the symbol greater than, which can be read as is higher than, is increased, is above, is greater than, is more than, is bigger than, and is longer than. The next symbol is less than, which can be read as is decrease, is less than, is lower than, is below, is not more than, is smaller than, is decreased or reduced than, and the next symbol is greater than equal to. Can be read as is at least or is greater than equal to. The last one, symbol can be read as is at most or is less than or equal to. Now let us use this table for us to determine what kind of test are we going to use given our null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. So we're going to observe we have different columns here, the two-tailed test, the right-tailed test, and the left-tailed test. Observe the symbol they use for each hypothesis. Now let us use this given example to determine what symbol are we going to use. The survey shows that the number of students who have parents with a house of their own is less than 20. Let n be the number of students who have parents with a house of their own. In symbol, we have n is less than 20. Now, let's take this another problem. But this time, we're going to get the parameter, the symbol to be used, the null and alternative hypothesis, and what type of test are we going to apply. The problem states that the average weight of all grade 11 students in senior high school is 169 cm. Is this claim true? Now, let's have the parameter. Clearly, the parameter is the mean weight of all grade 11 students. We are referring to the population, so we're going to use the symbol mu. Therefore, mu is equal to 169. To use this as our null hypothesis, we can have the average weight of all grade 11 students is 169 cm. Or in symbol, mu is equal to 169, which is the claim. And for the alternative hypothesis, the average weight of all grade 11 students is not 169 cm. In symbol, we have mu is not equal to 169. Based from the simple use, they use equal sign and not equal sign. So, the given test to be applied is the two-tailed test. Let's take this another problem. But this time, we're just going to determine the null and alternative hypothesis and the type of test that we're going to apply. The average price per square meter of residential lot in an exclusive subdivision is above 15,000. A buyer wants to test the agent's claim. If you're going to observe the word above 15,000, we are referring to the symbol greater than. So in symbol, the null hypothesis will be mu is greater than 15,000. And its alternative hypothesis is mu is less than or equal to 15,000. Observe the given symbol. The symbol that we use is greater than and less than equal to. Therefore, we're going to apply the right tail test. How about this kind of problem? Holistic Fitness Center claims that their members reduce an average of 13 pounds after joining the center. An independent agency wanted to check this claim, took sample of 40 members and found that they reduced an average of 12 pounds with a standard deviation of 4 pounds. Determine the null and alternative hypothesis. So let us now have the null hypothesis, which is mu is less than 13 pounds. And its alternative hypothesis, which is mu is greater than or equal to 13 pounds. Observing the given symbol, we use less than and greater than equal to. Therefore, we're going to apply the left tail test. Now, let's go on to the summary of our Quarter 4, Module 3 of our lesson for today. The first term is the statistical hypothesis, which is a statement about a parameter and deals with evaluating the value of parameter. We have two types of statistical hypothesis, the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. We also compare the two given hypotheses. Next is the symbols that we may use for us to be able to formulate null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. And the last one is the table that consists of the different tests that we may use given the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. These are two-tailed test, right-tailed test, and left-tailed test. Using your module, you may answer the following. For Activity 2, page 11, entitled Fill Me. Activity 3, your page 12, entitled Let's Hypothesize. Activity 4, page 13, one-tailed or two-tailed. And Activity 5, page 13, Formulating. That's all for today, class. Thank you for listening. And always remember, aim high, senior high!